What's up?
Hi, welcome back to the Derapy show. Today I'm going to be talking about Marty Supreme. Marty Supreme is a great movie, and today I'm going to talk about it. Welcome to the show.
Derapy. Like the video.
I haven't seen hype for a movie like this all year, and to be real, the movie actually delivered. Like, it was not overhyped. It was incredible, actually. I knew nothing about the movie outside of the marketing for the movie, which, to be totally honest, was inescapable. Timothée Chalamet was out here rapping, dropping Marty Supreme verses. Please give me more of this. Next time a big actor or actress is trying to promote a movie, I'm going to need you to drop just like a hot 16 before I can commit to pulling up for 2.5 hours. Timothée Chalamet was out here doing the work. He was on late night shows. He's on YouTube with Drewski. They were sending out Marty Supreme jackets to Steph Curry, Tom Brady, and Bieber, and Frank Ocean. I don't even know how they found that guy. Certainly not in a recording studio, but they were doing the work. It got me. I was recovering from the flu, and I was still like, I gotta hit this. I gotta be a part of this.
It's the spirit of Marty Supreme, Christmas Day, Marty Supreme, Dream Big, Marty Supreme, Christmas Day.
All right, I get it!
So I finally hit the theater. It was the day after Christmas. I know nothing. The only thing I know is that it's a movie about ping pong. It's 2.5 hours. Tyler, the Creator, my favorite artist, is in it, which was kind of scary, not gonna lie, because the last time I went to see a movie with one of my favorite artists in it, it was Hurry Up Tomorrow, it was The Weekend, and I don't even want to talk about it. I'm upset that I even just remembered it.
Shut the fuck up! Shut up!
Tyler, the Creator, was in that movie the perfect amount of time. He was one of Marty's friends, one of the friends that unfortunately fell victim to Marty's just unhinged activity trying to get money to go play ping pong overseas. They seem like good friends in the movie, but over time you realize that there is nobody that Marty isn't willing to put in compromising positions in order to achieve this great dream. And the dream is to be this world-renowned, widely respected, famous ping pong player, but a lot of the movie is not about ping pong.
It's about the journey.
What I found out almost instantly with this film is that it is going to be absolute chaos from the very jump. Timmy's playing this guy named Marty Mauser, who's based off a real-life table tennis legend, Marty Reiser. And I don't know how else to say this. Timmy boy, Marty, our guy Marty, absolute menace in this movie. And before we get into like any deeper analysis about this whole journey of his, I just want to be clear. I know that he's not a good guy. He is the protagonist. We're seeing this all through his eyes. But I recognized very early on that like, this man is a narcissist. He's arrogant. He's not towing the line between confidence and cocky. He's a cocky bastard. But he also generally backs up the talk. I could see why Timothée Chalamet was so proud of this work, because he genuinely carries the movie for almost the entirety of that 2.5 hour runtime. It feels like he's in pretty much every single scene. And despite the length of the film, despite the fact that I was recovering from this sickness, I was absolutely locked in throughout the entire movie. Very light spoilers. One of the first scenes in the movie, one of the first things that you see is kind of freaky. Marty Supreme, he's hooking up with this chick, and we don't get the traditional, like, fully clothed humpy. I don't know why I said that. We watch the sperm's journey fully, like a substitute teacher popped in a tape in health class. Like, we're watching an egg get fertilized as the opening credits roll. And the egg becomes a ping pong ball that says Marty Supreme as like the score is rising. And at that point I was like, I haven't even seen anything really yet, but
this is a certified hood classic.
Our main character, our lead, Timmy boy, skinny, cocky, manipulative, glasses wearing kind of jerk at times, to be quite frank. He's not really a good dude, but he has the gift. He has the gift of the gab, and he's obsessed with his dream of being recognized as a world-class ping pong talent. And reportedly, Timothée Chalamet really put his all into this. For reportedly like 6 or 7 years, he prepared for this role, playing pong nonstop, even when he was like on sets of other movies. And the actual ping pong scenes, which I would say with the 2.5 hour runtime, there's probably like 15 to 20 minutes of actual ping pong played, but when you're watching the movie, you'll understand, like, it really is about the journey. But the ping pong looks as good and as exciting as any non-ping pong playing person would expect it to be. It's a lot of P's. I feel like the actual Marty Reiser, the person who the movie's based on, would be like very happy with how it turned out, because it really makes him look like this extraordinarily talented but fun-loving person when they're actually on the table. The movie does a really great job of showcasing the talent of the character as well as the showmanship that they played with. I watched some like clips of the real Marty, the Marty Reiser, like highlights from back in the day where they're like in black and white. And Timothée Chalamet nails the look, the mannerisms, and the play style basically to a T. Marty in the movie talks a bunch of smack, but it's because of this belief that they have in themselves. And there's this really cold line in the movie that's in the trailers as well that I feel like kind of encapsulates the entire like vibe and mission of our character.
And what do you plan to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work
That
out?
doesn't even enter my consciousness.
The idea of not achieving the dream doesn't even register as a possibility for the guy. And Marty's actions throughout the movie essentially are dictated by the notion that failure isn't an option. The arc he goes on, though, in this film is not without like lots of humbling. Because of the behavior of Marty and Timothée Chalamet marketing the movie, I feel like it could be easy to miss that in the movie, a lot of losing is done. He loses multiple times. Not a spoiler. Obviously, he wasn't going to win nonstop for 3 hours. But not only does he not win every ping pong match, his assertiveness and attitude is not always met with acclaim. I'd argue that even at the end of the movie, he still doesn't have what he desired from the start, but I don't want to give too much away. The director for this movie also was one of the directors for Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler, you know, the whole like gambling thing or whatever. Super high-paced, anxiety-inducing film, and I feel like that's a lot of this movie. Non-stop shenanigans. The main plot is Marty needing money to travel and compete, but he keeps getting himself in bad situations just over and over again. Even at times when he's given opportunities, his attitude or his pride or, to be quite frank, his lust even will consume him to the point where he will find himself not in a place where he needs to be or not having the money that he needs. And speaking of lust, I did not expect him to be hooking up with Gwyneth Paltrow in this, by the way. He is 30 and she is 53, and they're making it happen. Her character is great though, as well as Tyler the Creator's, as well as Marty's kind of girlfriend in the movie. Actually, she's like, never mind. It's not as good. The girl he's linking up with. You'll know when you watch the movie. Odessa Asian. I probably said her name wrong. She's also great. She's another person that falls victim to Marty's path to success at certain points, even though I think they might have some type of reconciliation at the end that's kind of up in the air. But the casting all around, I feel like it's really easy to overlook how good it is, because Gwyneth Paltrow's character in the movie kind of mirrors her in real life, like an aging actor trying to restart her career. Kevin O'Leary, who is arguably like the main antagonist, he more or less kind of plays himself in the movie, because in real life he's kind of like a jerk billionaire, and in the movie he's kind of a jerk millionaire. It's the 50s. And random side note, speaking of it being the 50s, I love the fact that even though Tyler the Creator is like a recurring character throughout the movie, like he shows up multiple times, has multiple scenes, even though he's black and it's a movie set in the 50s, they don't have to have this scene where they're like incredibly violent towards him or cruel because of his race. Like, it's not necessary. Like, we just didn't need to have it happen, and it didn't. And I think that's wonderful. There's actually a point in the movie where people are siding with him, even though it's all part of a hustle to get Marty more money, but that's besides the point. I'm all over the place, but I don't want to forget anything. Kevin O'Leary, by the way, he's actually the dude from Shark Tank. I think they call him Mr. Wonderful on there. He's kind of notorious for being kind of a
Wing Wong.
Pretty sure I saw this interview where he was talking about how he didn't have any real acting experience, and they kind of told him to just be himself, which is kind of cold because his character in the movie is like kind of a dick, but he'll be all right. I haven't even really talked that much about the plot, but it's mainly because I don't really want to spoil all that much, but it is just Marty being a dog, being a hustler. He's lying, he's stealing, he's using fake names, he's running off with people's money, he's hitting on man's wife. There's a crazy scene in this movie involving a bathtub. Non-sexual. There's a shocking scene that involves honey. Also non-sexual. All over a human. I promise if you just lock in, that is a pretty crazy moment. Like, it's not as freaky as it sounds. There's actually, it could be wholesome. I don't know. There's history behind it. Just stay locked in. A lot of very, very jarring things happen in this movie. There's a point where Marty refers to himself as Hitler's worst nightmare. That's something that's said. The Harlem Globetrotters play a role in this movie. There's a seal at one point. At least one person gets spanked. Someone comes out and calls themselves a vampire that was born in 1601. This sounds like just randomly generated words. It's not. I don't even know what that vampire bit meant to this very moment. I hit the mic. To this very moment, I don't know what that vampire bit was about. I don't know if that was written. Was that improv? Was it a threat? I'm sorry. This one line just came to me. So there's a point where Marty's being threatened by somebody. I don't even remember the context, but they're threatening him, and he's like, "You want to get physical? Like an ape?" And that just had me crack it up. Like, I'm never threatened, like, ever, really. But I have to keep that one in my back pocket. I was just certain that Buddy was going to get clocked after saying that. But the dialogue is great. The whole movie is a blast. I'm the type of person who sees a 2.5-hour runtime and usually gets annoyed. But this movie, I kept thinking, like, man, I don't want this to be over. I laughed, I gasped, and I was just genuinely impressed. The stakes were real and high. The consequences would come fast and hard. The Pong was exhilarating. The score, the music was excellent. And this film, as I record, has a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I actually agree with it. Very rare that, like, I agree, like, right on point with Rotten Tomatoes. But I also think that it's like a decent to strong 9 for me.
9.
I'm a person that has kind of embodied that whole dreaming big and walking around like I'm taller than I actually am mentality at points in my life, and I could just see how Marty Supreme could unlock that in somebody, whether they've had it before or not. But I also think the movie does a good job of showing the consequences of such arrogance and braggadocio. Braggadocity?
No.
Being braggalicious, being conniving, being unhinged, being deranged for the pursuit of a dream. There is a healthy level of hustle required to be great, and I think this movie does a good job of showing what the unhealthy side of that looks like. But I'm yapping. I loved it, and I'm excited to watch it again. Sinners is the only other movie this year that I enjoyed as much as this movie. But you all let me know. Let me know if you've seen Marty Supreme, and if you have, let me know how you would rate it. Let me know any critiques you have of the movie, because I would love to argue about it, because I think that this movie basically has no holes in it. But you all let me know. Please remember to
Like the video.
and shout out to all my people on Patreon who heard this first.
Shout out Zemina, Micah, Mir, Sunarez, Ben, Thomas, Paradise, Martin, Dylan, Megan, Brandon, and Blue Eyes Warrior.
Love you, mean it, spread the bread, and enjoy the outro.
Cracking my windshield, I'm pissed off. If you a hater, get lost.
Get lost.
Yeah, it's my show and I'm in charge. Don't eat lemon pepper wings, but I'm the big boss. Please cut me slack, man, need a discount. About to jump off the roof, that's a dismount. I'm just playing.
I'm okay.
Okay, but like, are you though?
Sorry for the pause, that's awkward. Start a podcast, cause I knew I was a talker. Yeah, my girl love me, but she's sick of my voice. And you know I'm pro-choice, so she do what she want. Why they hate when I get political? I'm a deep thinker, that's critical. Way too serious for a dude not getting paid. Man, I really need a shave. You know what sucks? Most of season 2 of Dave. Taking shots, but I skip out on the bar. Every single show, I swear I wanna raise the bar. Hope you listen close so you never miss the bar. Say the same thing, but I'm still going.